Hi, my name's Jim Rawcliffe and I run a bait company called More Takes, and today I want to tell you a little bit about air drying More Takes bait because it is quite different to air drying a lot of other baits. And most baits these days, most commercially available baits, rely heavily on PG flavours, that's propylene glycol flavours, and the PG tends to retain a lot of the moisture in the bait, and so after a few days they don't really change shape or texture. They stay similar because, as I say, the PG is almost preserving those baits. So if you don't want to preserve bait, then you have to act accordingly. Our bait won't do that. It gets very, very hard. Over here on my right hand is a bait that came out of the freezer about half an hour ago. That's an 18mm bait. And over here, this bait has been in a tray for probably 4 or 5 days, and it's down to 15-16mm. There are quite a lot of advantages to that, but I want to tell you how we go about it. We put them, when we do them for ourselves, we don't do them commercially, I have to say, we put them in trays, plastic trays, a single layer high. You can do the same at home in a smaller way with vegetable trays, or indeed the Gardener wire mesh tray is very good for doing just that. Put it in the garage or somewhere out of the way of the family for, as I say, 4, 5, 6 days to get the start of the air drying, or leave it for literally weeks, and you can end up with, well, virtually bullets. I can give you a demonstration as to how hard they are. This is the most fun bit. I don't know if you saw that bounce, but I can have more fun than I should do really doing a video like this. They are rock solid, and the point of this is that they will keep for ages once all the moisture's gone from them. So if you at the start of the season want to have a store of bait and don't have a freezer, you could air dry the whole thing, and as long as you make sure all the moisture is gone and you are aware of what's going to happen. If you put this in an air drying bag on a week to France, it will go like this very quickly, and a lot of people are quite shocked and surprised by it. But you have to remember that once this goes back into the water, it rehydrates very quickly within a matter of minutes. Now, the other thing that people say to me is, oh, carp like soft baits. I'm really into soft baits. Your baits are too hard. All this thing about hard baits. Don't you think they eat mussels or snails or, I don't know, anything else hard in the water? Of course they do. I was down on the Thames last year and found a bank of mussels which the carp were feeding on all day long and crunching the shells and spitting them out. So don't be fooled by this thing about our bait's not soft enough. It's ridiculous. Once this bait gets in, or sorry, this bait gets into the water, it will rehydrate and become very soft, just the way all you soft bait guys like it, in fact. If you want to keep some of the bait the way it comes out of the freezer, I would suggest that you keep it in a cool bag, not difficult to do, or you soak it in some hydrocore, because that slows down the drying out process. There's lots of different ways, but anyway, that's what happens to our bait. The other thing you can do with it, and it's to great effect, is to put things like dips, hydrocore into the bait. I'm going to do that here so you can see what I'm doing. You can, I actually put a bit more than I would with frozen bait, as I've done another video, because this will soak up every last drop, and very quickly. So there you go, you can see that's completely changed the colour. It's soaking in, and within half an hour or so that bag will be effectively dry, because all the liquid will have been soaked into the air dried bait, ready indeed to be thrown out into the water as freebies, or drilled carefully as a hook bait, because if you drill it, it's and put a use it as a hook bait, it goes well like that. You don't have to worry about tying it on or anything else, and so on. I'm not going to go into rigs now. So that's it. That's what happens to our air dried bait. Just be aware of it. Maybe before you go out to France for a week with it, you should perhaps try half a kilo and see what happens. But I'm sure that if you're using the majority of the freebies, it won't be a problem to you at all. And as usual, if you've got any problems or queries, please give me a ring on 07733 700 200, or email us through the website, or indeed contact us through Facebook. Hope that's been of some use. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.